Now, Live Like Horses is a song on the album, a song that you duetted with Luciano Pavarotti,
Yeah.
solo version of the album, on the album here. How did that song come about in the first place?
That was written for the Made in England album, and I tried recording it and it never worked out, and it was such a difficult song to record. And also it's very long, quite a long song on it. We'd already had a couple of long songs on Made in England, so I put it in my drawer because I really loved the song, and I started to play it live. And it went down so well live, and I got fans with placards saying, please play Live Like Horses. So I thought, well, what are we going to do with this song? And I suddenly thought, well, let's do a duet with Luciano, because it's quite a classical song in chord structure. So we did that with Luciano. We put the single out last year. But I wanted to put the song on the album because the fans written to me, said, please put the song on the album. But I don't think I could have put the Luciano version on it because it would have disrupted the flow of the album. It's a duet, so I put the solo version on it. And to be honest with you, I prefer the solo version.
What was it like performing though with Pavarotti? Are you ever intimidated when you're working with any peers or people from other?
Yeah, I think you do. I mean,
cultures?
you just hope that they're such a great voice, and you're in awe of their talent. I don't think it's intimidation so much as respect, and you just find out how they work and how they do things. And he was a joy to work with, as far as he's just always got a big smile on his face. And the thing with him is he's a live singer. He finds it a little bit more difficult in the studio, and I think that applies to a lot of classical singers. Their forte is to get out there, and when you hear him sing on stage, the whole thing, I mean, it's very moving. It's just the most beautiful voice. Someone said, yeah, he's got the voice of God, and when he sings at his best, he has. And so and when he sings one of your songs, it's just, ooh. I did a concert with him at Modena for the children in Sarajevo, and when we sang it live, it was really an emotional experience. It was beautiful.
It was an emotional experience for George Michael when he duetted with you as well, because he was obviously impressed from an early age when he was hearing your music and growing up and things, and there you were duetting together. Is there anyone that you haven't sung with that you think, yeah, one day that would really be special if I could sing with that person?
Yeah, I've sung with a lot of people because I'm put out an album of duets, and I got to sing with Little Richard and Leonard Cohen and Bonnie Raitt and Katie Lang. All of them are great singers in their own genre. Sheryl Crow springs to mind. I adore Sheryl. I think she's fantastic. There's a new singer, Jewel. I loved her voice. I think she's fantastic. Michael Stipe from R.E.M. Billy Corgan I like from Smashing Pumpkins. There's plenty of people around. Yeah, there's always people. Mary J. Blige. I don't know if I'd survive the session, but she's a great singer.
But you're back at work again. You've got these two projects you were talking about, Aida and El Dorado.
Yeah, well, Aida will open. It opens in Toronto next May or June, off Broadway. I mean, out of town, so that we can get all the iron all the kinks out of it, and then it should go to Broadway in September of '98. Lion King musical, which we've written 3 extra songs for, is about to open soon in Minneapolis, and that will go to Broadway in November, and that was going to be sensational. It's been directed and the costumes have been designed by this woman called Julie Taymor, who is a very, very respected, young, brilliant director and stager of very classical kind of plays. Disney had the foresight to see her work and say, God, she's so incredible. She uses people as scenery, and she's really revolutionary in what she does. And I've seen the costumes for The Lion King, and they had a rehearsal last week, which was sensational. So I'm very happy about that. Aida is a different kettle of fish because The Lion King has already been on the cinema. So it's not as if you're building a musical from scratch. Aida has already been written by Giuseppe Verdi. We call it the Joe Green musical. That Joe Green thing, and I think it's very dangerous to be given a project where something has already been written brilliantly by someone. But the story of Aida is such a great story. It's like a Romeo and Juliet situation, only it's a triangle of love. And so Tim and I wrote 25 songs, and they came out so quickly. And when things come out very quickly, they're usually the best songs, I always find, rather than, I don't spend a lot of time on a song, but when it just comes out straight away. So I'm very excited about that because it's a project that's started from scratch. And the El Dorado thing, which we did last year as well, is for when you do an animation movie, you have to have the songs first, because they have to place them in the film, and they'll get moved in the next 4 years. They'll get moved. Tim will do lyrical changes. They might get taken out. We might write extra songs. But so far there are 7 songs for that for DreamWorks, and that's going to be fantastic, I think. And then this October, I go out on the road in America with my band and play smaller venues. I want to downsize a little before we go out on the road next year. So we'll be playing places we haven't played for a long time, like Mobile, Alabama, Memphis, Fargo, North Dakota, which we've never played. So there won't be 20,000 arenas, there'll be maybe 10, 12,000 things. And then I'm coming to Britain in December and doing a tour of Britain with my band, which I haven't done for 6 or 7 years.
So that's December 98?
97, no, this year.
This year?
This year, yeah. And then in January, I start with Billy Joel on our world sojourn around the world. We did it in America once, and it was so much fun. I said, Billy, we should really take this around the world before we both are too old. So we're going to do that. We start in America in January, and then we'll go to Australia, Japan, New Zealand, the Far East, and then come to Europe in the summer next year and take it all around the world.